What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package, and infrastructure update and daily news report for Sunday, July 18th. Now, there's been a lot of discussions regarding Social Security, unemployment, the child tax credits, the federal income tax returns. There's been a lot of talks regarding stimulus checks. There's a lot of discussions going on right now, but the majority and the bulk of the discussions are around one main factor. The American people do not have enough money. They need more money. That's one of the biggest issues right now. What we're seeing is that the rich, the wealthy, they have a large amount of money just sitting aside. Well, being that they have so much money just sitting there, this is one of the reasons why banks are giving, cheaper loans, why housing, it's easier to, well, it's not really easier, but it's you get a better interest rate, right? Interest rates across the board are coming down, which means the middle class and the lower class are using this time to actually go deeper and deeper into debt. That is not a good thing. But this is one of the reasons why many lawmakers are saying we need to provide more direct payments to the American people. Now, I want to explain something regarding Social Security, and this is what we're going to talk about in today's video. We're going to talk about Social Security and how a boost is coming, but that could potentially delay a short-term boost that President Biden has promised. We're going to talk about unemployment benefits. We're going to talk about what is going on with that. We're also going to talk a little bit about what lawmakers are trying to do at this point, and we're going to dive into infrastructure and the stimulus checks. So let's get right into the update for today. First, experts are anticipating that the expected rise in the Social Security benefits, this is the cost of living adjustment that is most likely going to happen in 2022. Again, we already have the cost of living adjustment, or COLA, for 2021. It was 1.3%. It was very shocking because it was extremely low. However, because of the rise in inflation, because of everything that we have been seeing, all the money printing that has been going on over this past year, some are expecting the cost of living adjustment for Social Security benefits to be up over 6% for 2022. The last report was 5.7%. That is pretty good. Now, I stated this I think it was earlier this week, possibly the end of last week, that if we see a cost of living adjustment, okay, about 6.5%, that is going to be roughly a $101 per month boost to every single recipient. That's the average. That is pretty good. A $100 per month boost, that's a $1,200 per year boost. That's pretty much like getting another stimulus check on top of your benefits. Pretty good. Now, experts are currently saying they're not expecting to see a $200 a month boost like President Biden promised when he was running for president. They don't see this happening. They don't expect to see any financial benefit coming your way either. They just don't see it happening. But here's something they do anticipate. Experts say they are anticipating seeing changes for those that are still working or still can work. If you work and make a certain amount of money, your benefits actually get reduced if you make over the income limit. Yeah, there's a limit. That's not good. Now, here's what we know. Some are saying that right now, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, this is actually causing the American people to live in poverty. And so many people want to see changes to this. Many people, many lawmakers are in support of different bills that would provide additional assistance to people on Social Security benefits. They can get more benefits. They would actually raise their average benefit. It would actually go up so people are not living in poverty and are stuck there. It would allow them to hold more assets. It would also allow them to work and make more money to subsidize their income. And this is something that Social Security beneficiaries cannot do at this time. If you make too much money, your benefits go down. You make way too much money, your benefits almost go to zero, right? And that's the issue. So the Social Security Administration doesn't want you making too much money, which keeps you in poverty. So If we see the cost of living adjustment rise up over 6% for 2022, some are saying that right now this could be bad because this would mean that any additional relief, direct payments to you on Social Security would pretty much just go away, because lawmakers are looking at this as, well, if you're going to get a big boost in just 5 or 6 months, then what's the difference? Why would we need to provide a big boost now, provide an additional 100, 200, or a percentage of a boost, every single month from like October, November, December, right? 3 months, because again, this bill isn't expected to pass until most likely, and this is the infrastructure package, probably in September. So October, November, December, those would be your benefits. Right? So, and some lawmakers are going to say, well, why rush this when we can just wait 3 months and then you can get a bigger benefit at that point? Well, that's the issue. Everybody just wants to delay additional stimulus and additional relief to the American people. So we'll see what happens, but this is the same discussions that we're hearing regarding stimulus checks. And again, just hear me out on this. And this is something that I bring up almost every single week, is that here's what we're hearing. Lawmakers are saying that right now, that why should we provide an additional stimulus check? And this is coming from more the moderates and Republicans, not from progressives. Progressives say, hey, let's give the American people another stimulus check. Well, what we're hearing from moderates is, well, why should we give the American people another stimulus check when they are now getting the $250 or $300 per month boost for their child tax credit payments? This is in advance. We also know we have about a month and a half of additional unemployment benefits. This is a $300 per week boost. That's pretty substantial, a $1,200 per month boost, right? We got that, yeah. We also know there's still rental assistance, there's still nutrition assistance, there's mortgage assistance, utility assistance, there's assistance for internet. It's $50 per month if you qualify for that. There are still over 35 million Americans that are waiting on their federal income tax returns, right? So that could be more money there. So lawmakers are saying at this point, and again, this is coming from more Republicans and moderates, is why should we give more money to the American people right now, or even in September, when they're still going to be getting these payments? Most likely in September, the IRS is going to be caught up. They'll be done really working on the unemployment income tax overpayments. So they'll be done with that. They'll be done with a lot more of their manually processed tax returns. Hopefully they're not 35 million at that point, right? That's what we're hearing. We're also hearing that there are still stimulus checks going out. They're smaller, but they're still going out. A lot of these are, paper checks, but they are still going out. So as the American people are still receiving these funds, that some lawmakers are saying that there's no reason why we need an additional stimulus check, which I think is absurd, because this is money that the American people should be getting anyway. They should be getting their income tax returns. That's not anything coming from the government. That's not more assistance. It's just an overpayment of what they paid throughout the year, right? So this isn't doing anybody any good, because they should have received it throughout the year. But that's where we stand. So it's interesting to hear what lawmakers are discussing at this point. But as we know more regarding the stimulus package, the stimulus checks, even the infrastructure package, because again, all this is really tied up into it. But as we know more, I promise I will share more. Now, here's something I thought was very interesting, and this is something that this is not coming from Congress. This is not coming from lawmakers. However, one report does say that experts are saying that this could be something that we could see very soon. Okay, so it's regarding unemployment. Now, what we need to do right now, what I want to just kind of break down, is a lot of people are saying that unemployment benefits, okay, they are causing so many people to stay at home. Okay, they're causing so many people to stay at home. Well, there's an issue there, because that's not the case. Now, the reports from Business Insider are actually telling us right now that yes, there are reasons why people are staying at home, and one of the reasons why is this large $300 per week unemployment boost. Well, according to Business Insider, they are saying right now that 2 states are actually seeing pre-pandemic unemployment levels So this is actually coming from Idaho and Utah. That's pretty big. It's pretty substantial. They're actually doing better than they were before the pandemic. Better. Now other states, Washington State's one of those states that's really close. Our unemployment rate is very close to pre-pandemic levels. California is having a bit of an issue. But as more and more states start to realize, hey, we're getting pretty close. And this is one of the issues, and this is one of the things that the Business Insider stated, is that all these states that are getting close are states that actually canceled their unemployment benefits a little bit early. So this could mean we could see more states look into this. And according to experts, they are saying that one of the things that many states have been discussing is if they made the right decision. Some say yes, they did. Others say no, they didn't. But it is too late. They're not going to go and cancel unemployment benefits about a month and a half early, at least according to multiple reports. Now, here's the big thing. And I really want to bring this up because I think this is extremely, extremely important. Some are saying, and this is another report from Business Insider, want to kind of break this down, but what we are hearing right now is that one of the discussions, one of the talks is there are people that are out there saying that we could potentially bring back our unemployed, our long-term unemployed. Okay, and this is something that was done back in 2010 to help the unemployed get back to work as well. It was something that didn't cause more inflation, and so that was actually pretty big. But what happened back then was Congress suspended employer payroll taxes for the long-term unemployed, okay, or the long-term unemployed new hires. So this is what we are hearing. What we are hearing right now is this could be done again. The Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, they state that this is one of the top tools to reduce unemployment. And this is something that we could start to implement once again. This was done in 2010. This is when President Biden was vice president at that time under President Barack Obama. But what we know is this worked. And this actually brought more people back into work because if you don't have to pay the employment taxes, right? If you don't have to pay taxes on your income or up to a certain level, what that's going to do is that's going to bring more people back. Let me just give you an example. Let's say you make $1,000 a week, okay? Or let's just say $1,000 a month, okay? Just $1,000 a month. I think that's pretty it's pretty low, but it's going to be easy to do the math. $1,000 per month. Let's say you pay, let's say 8% in taxes, 10% in taxes, right? We'll just do 10%. Let's say you pay 10% in taxes. Well, that means if you make $1,000 a month, 10% is $100. Well, if you don't have to pay that $100 per month in taxes, right? And you get that, and you can spend it, that's more of an incentive to go back to work. But here's the issue. And this is what some are saying. This is what lawmakers are saying is, after reading this report, and this just came out this morning, but after reading this report, I went around and I looked to see, is anybody talking about this? And people have mentioned this in the past few weeks. But what lawmakers are saying is, if we were to suspend payroll taxes, okay, and allow the business to actually provide that extra income to the worker, okay, the new hire, the recently, the person that was unemployed recently. If we are to allow them or suspend taxes for them to go back to work, the flip side is we have to get rid of the incentive of, okay, if you make up to $10,200 per year for unemployment, then you don't have to pay that money in income tax either. Okay, so what we're seeing right now is, and this is in the infrastructure package, this is where some of the talks are, is we need to extend the unemployment income tax waiver of up to $10,200 in unemployment income. We need to get rid of that, because if we can get rid of that, then we can go and switch it over to, all right, we're going to provide those that are the new hires, the recently unemployed, we're going to provide them an incentive to go back to work because we're going to waive their taxes. And so this is where the discussions are starting to begin. And again, this is not something that lawmakers and Congress is discussing at this time, is this particular idea This is coming from Business Insider, but from the reports that I've been reading and just the different articles that I've seen and looking into Twitter to see if anybody's even discussing this, yes, there are representatives that have mentioned this in the past few weeks, but as of right now, I don't know if this is really in the discussions as far as what's going to be in the infrastructure package. So that's something that's in question at this point. Now, the last thing I want to address, okay, and I think it's pretty important. What we're seeing right now is a big shift, okay, and I've been saying this for a while. We're seeing a big shift in how people spend money, how people invest, how people are saving money. Right now, what we're seeing is you do not want to save money. If you're saving money, chances are you're wasting money, okay? Because you're not getting any value out of it. You're getting absolutely nothing. Your bank account's not going to pay you thousands of dollars every single month to hold on to your money. They're not going to do that. So here's the big shift. What we've been seeing lately is, or what I've been seeing, are a lot of people investing into different things. Now, when I say investing, they're investing into furniture, they're investing into clothes, cars, not really stocks, not other investments, not real estate. And one of the things I was asked the other day is now a good time to invest into real estate? And honestly, I think it is. I still think it is a good time to invest into real estate, because if you are buying real estate and you're getting a very low interest rate, that's in the 2%, obviously. You want to be in the 2%. If you're in the 3%, you're not getting a great rate. But if you're in the 2%, okay, 30-year fixed rate loan, I think it's a good option. I think it's a very good idea. Because if you buy something that is a little bit under market value, don't overpay for a property. If you can find something that's under market value, needs some work, needs some repairs, and you can put a little bit of sweat equity into the property, then you should do it. We're also seeing people buying cars. Exact same thing. Don't overpay for something. Wait for there to be so many vehicles in your area of a certain kind, and then go and throw out offers. Don't overpay for something. Don't pay for something with high miles. If you can use a vehicle for your business and you can get that tax write-off, right? And again, in order to get the 100%, you have to have a vehicle that weighs over 6,000 pounds. Okay, go and look into it. But this is something that I've been seeing a lot lately. People are starting a business. Maybe it's a little lawn care business. They start a lawn care business. They buy a truck for the sole purpose of running it with their lawn care business, right? They buy a vehicle, and now they're going to use that vehicle to transport their mower and their edgers and all their different equipment, right? And that's a tax write-off, right? And so this is one of the things we're seeing. People are being a little bit smarter lately with how they actually invest, not just throwing money at different things like furniture and clothes and the new PlayStation and new Xbox, right? It's going into something that could actually make them money, a little side hustle. And so here's the shift. What we are seeing right now is some employers are having a very difficult time getting their former employees back because they have gone off and started their own business, gone off and did something else. And here's the reason why I'm bringing this up, is because I mentioned over a year ago, and I mentioned this multiple times, start a business, start a side hustle, because not only can you make money from it, you can teach yourself a new skill. You will be your own boss. You can make sure that if your employer decides to shut down for whatever reason, that you are not pretty much strapped to them and you go down with them, right? And on top of that, you can use the tax benefits. And this is one of the things I've said for so long, is use the different benefits. The IRS puts this big old book together, different tax codes and everything. Now, if you understand it, if you can learn from it, if you can start to make some money, right? And start a business, which is what the IRS and the government wants you to do. Start a business, hire employees, right? Build and expand. That's what the government wants. So let's do it. And by doing it, they reward us. That is what the benefit is of being a business owner, on top of your own schedule and making probably more money than you would working a 9-to-5 job for somebody else. So I just wanted to leave you with that, because I know a lot of people in the comments have been saying, hey, started a business. I did this, I did that. I did up my skill set. I'm making more money now than I've ever made in my past. right? And that is actually good news. So I'm glad you guys are doing that. I'm absolutely loving hearing those stories. So keep them coming. If you guys did start a side hustle, you maybe started selling some on Etsy, you started making birdhouses, put them on Craigslist, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. If you are making money on your own, let me know what you're doing down in the comment section below. I'd absolutely love to see it, love to hear it. Maybe I'll even shout you out if it's a business that I understand, and maybe I can help you out here on the channel as well. So if you guys have any questions on any of this stuff, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. I will be on later on this afternoon, address some of the different things that we're hearing this afternoon and this evening. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.